Now at 6:30, police say a man walked right into a burglar who was stealing from his home. We'll have a full report coming up.
And families are remembering their loved ones this morning after a deadly crash in Pulaski County. WKYT's Victor Puente will have the story.
And Lexington police are on the lookout for a man who they say injured a woman in a hit and run.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. It's Saturday, December 27th. Big day here in Kentucky.
Yes.
Battle for the Bluegrass.
I know. I can't believe it's here.
Yeah. It's one of those games everybody looks forward to all year long.
Yeah.
Gonna be a good one.
Yeah, well, let's check in with WKYT's Mike Linden to see how the forecast is going to be for that game.
Well, you would think with a day like yesterday it would be time for baseball season to get going, but no, it is indeed the winter, and it's certainly going to feel a lot more like it the next few days here. But if you are heading to Jefferson County for the big game today, look out for that wet weather. Bring the umbrella with you, especially for the ride home if you're heading back east, because that rainfall is just going to sit over us through the next few hours. Put it into motion here, and this is what we've been seeing for the past several hours. Very slow moving as the rainfall continues to pick up from the southwest, and that's going to continue to be the trend here for the next 48 hours. It will be rather warm, but don't get used to it. Temperatures are going to drop each and every day after today. I'll show you what the rest of the year has in store for us coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Mike. New this morning, police say a man walked in on a burglar trying to steal his TV.
Now that man is behind bars and facing charges. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live at the home where it all happened with the latest. Good morning, Hillary.
Lexington police say thanks to a quick response by officers, a man is now behind bars facing a burglary charge. Police say just after midnight, the victim walked into his home on Miller Street to find Terry Seawright holding his television. Officers were quickly dispatched to the home just off West 2nd Street in downtown Lexington and were then able to make the arrest. Now, Seawright is in Fayette County Detention Center facing a second-degree burglary charge. Reporting live in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Well, thank you, Hillary. Also new this morning, Lexington police are on the lookout for a man who they say injured a woman.
It happened just after 11 o'clock on Georgetown Road. Police say a car was coming from Ironworks Pike when it was hit by a man in a pickup truck. They say the driver of that truck then walked off and may have been picked up by someone. The woman was taken to UK hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No arrests have been made in that case.
Two southern Kentucky families are mourning today after their loved ones died in a crash. The
crash happened at the intersection of Highway 914 and Highway 80 near Somerset yesterday. We're told a blue Chevy Cavalier collided with a tanker truck there. Police say 28-year-old Jody Johnson and 30-year-old Justin Angel were passengers in that car. WKYT's Victor Puente talked to Johnson's fiancée about how she wants others to remember him.
This intersection is back open after that crash earlier today. 2 men were killed, 2 others were taken to hospitals. Somerset police say the crash happened when a car driven by 20-year-old Travis Strope came to a stop near the middle of the intersection on Kentucky 914.
And it was green for the semi, but when I seen the car, all I just seen was the collision. It happened that quick.
The driver of a semi hauling an empty tanker on Kentucky 80 tried to swerve to miss the car, but police believe Swope sped up to try to beat the tanker through the intersection.
It sounded just like a big boom, a really, really hard hit.
The semi struck the passenger side of Swope's car, sending it off the road. Both of the other men in his car, 28-year-old Jody Johnson and 30-year-old Justin Angel, died at the scene. Swope was flown to UK hospital where he's still in serious condition. The woman who lives next to the intersection says she knew the 2 men who died and tried to help them. She says Jody Johnson responded briefly when she approached the car.
He did not talk, he just held his hand up.
Johnson's fiance came to the scene. She said the 3 men had just been at a restaurant and were almost home.
He loved the fish, he loved the art. He was a wonderful, loving, caring person, would do anything for you.
The driver of the semi was taken to a local hospital. Police say he was dealing with some neck and back pain. In Pulaski County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Police had to divert traffic around that intersection for about 2.5 hours last night. That road has since reopened. Crews in Pulaski County also had another crash to deal with. This one happened yesterday on US 27 near the entrance of Burnside Island State Park around 5. Police say a man had to be airlifted to the hospital. We're told 54-year-old Thomas Jasper lost control of his car and hit a rock wall. A rock from that wall then fell on his car. Jasper was flown to UK hospital. Still no word yet on his condition. New this morning, Kentucky State Police say they found a meth lab in a car overnight. State Police say they were checking the car at a traffic checkpoint near the I-75 on-ramp just south of London. Troopers say the driver was intoxicated and had an unrelated arrest warrant. They found a one-step meth lab in the car after searching it. Troopers say both the driver and a passenger were arrested, but they've not released the name of those suspects.
A Frankfort teen injured in a shooting on Christmas has died. The Fayette County Coroner's Office says that 16-year-old Donna Meyer Russell died at UK Hospital yesterday. He was shot in the head. Frankfort police tell us he was at a home on Taylor Avenue for a family gathering when he was shot. They believe that shooting was accidental. Christmas Eve took a violent turn for one family in central Kentucky. Police say a man stabbed 2 people during a fight. Nicholasville police arrested Cody Seflica and charged him with first-degree assault. They say he stabbed 2 people during a fight at a home on Grinder Court. One of those victims was 23-year-old Stephen Lancaster. Police say he tried to break up a fight between Seflica and another man. Lancaster's mother says her son was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
There was blood just everywhere, and then, you know, I was looking around, I was shocked. I really didn't know what had happened. And then here comes my son across the street holding his arm up.
Neighbors say they don't know Seflica or the other man.
A Kentucky family will say goodbye to their daughter after she was shot and killed in her apartment earlier this week. Funeral arrangements are now set for Amber Cottle. Police say someone fired shots Tuesday night during a home invasion in Winchester. One of those bullets went through the floor and killed Cottle. Lamont Wilkerson is now charged with murder. Police are still looking for another person of interest in this case. Cottle's visitation is Sunday night from 6 to 9 at Hearn Funeral Home in Stanton. Her funeral will be held Monday morning at 11. People living in a central Kentucky neighborhood are calling it a shocking discovery. A woman found dead in her driveway on Christmas Day. Police say a family member found 46-year-old Susan Summers lying in her driveway on Parkside Drive in Marion County. Kentucky State Police say she was shot and killed, but no one has been arrested. Neighbors say they're surprised to hear this kind of crime happened in their neighborhood.
Really shocked. Just can't believe it. She would speak whenever, you know, we see one another out, and they'd wave, and her and her daughter and one son.
Summers' body was sent to Louisville for an autopsy.
Lexington officials are moving forward with plans to move the city's 911 operations to a new location. Earlier this month, the Urban County Council approved a $6.1 million contract for renovations to the former Juvenile Justice Building over on Cisco Road. Construction is expected to begin in January and will likely be completed by 2016. Officials say renovating the building will save them nearly $25 million. Police across the state are working to keep you and your Christmas presents safe and out of the hands of thieves. Police say this is the time of year when thieves will cruise around neighborhoods to check out boxes at the end of driveways to see what Santa delivered. Authorities suggest cutting up packaging and placing it inside your recycling bin. That way, no one passing by can see any Christmas boxes.
The Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle campaign may be over, but it's not too late to donate online to help the organization reach its goal. Volunteers finished counting up the donations yesterday afternoon. Officials say they collected $514,000, just shy of their $550,000 goal. Next week, officials hope to close that gap through online donations, and there's also an extra incentive. An anonymous donor plans to match the amount given up to $100,000.
You know, the online kettle option is great for people who may want to use their credit card. It's also wonderful because you're doubling your impact when you give online, thanks to this anonymous donor who has agreed to match all contributions up to $100,000.
And we have a link to the Salvation Army's website over on WKYT.com. So still not too late to give back this holiday season.
Yeah, and then amazing to see someone step up anonymously to put up that much money. That's
Always
fantastic.
great to see.
Yeah.